Hey, welcome to another biohack from PrimeTime Performance 1. So, I'm going to go over a couple of things here really quick. This is my number one biohack. I'm going to give it to you right now. And it comes from the fact that, I get this a lot in my DMs, and people who see me think I'm always on steroids because of my size, my muscle, my go. But I haven't done a steroid since 2000, so I've been looking for clean alternative ways to how does the body function. One of the things that I discovered about 3 or 4 years ago was a substance called NAD, and what it stands for in the long medical terms is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and it's NAD plus for short, so that's how we're going to describe it from now on. And what is it? I mean, what's the use of it? Well, if you remember from if you stayed awake at all in high school, in your biology class, we talked about mitochondria. Your mitochondria are the brain or the engine, let's say, for every single cell in your body. But an engine has to have fuel. That fuel is NAD, NAD plus. What happens is as we get older, we start, because of the environment, because of our stress levels, because we're getting older, because of the things that we've been eating and putting into our body, those things get drained down. Even the medication that you're being provided, though, they used to use NAD back in the 60s to actually get people off of medication because their cells were so saturated with the medication. NAD would then go back in, reconstitute the cell and get it back to when you were young, right? So that's the thing. So that is amazing to find that. Well, you could not get this until about 4 years ago when Dr. David Sinclair was hired by the military to look for a way to deal with the rising medical pandemic that we have in this country. And they realized, the government realized this was some documents that were actually released, that our number one terrorist threat would be, of course, obesity or just healthcare in general. And so they realized that people weren't going to stop their eating habits. And so he was asked to come in and try to figure something out. What he did was he figured out that if they could make NAD, they would then enhance and refuel the engine. If they refuel the engine, what do you get out of that? First, it's science and proven, but it's vital for all cell functions. It has a direct effect for telomere length, and we'll get to that in a moment. But the benefits, you age slower. You increase your energy level. So they thought if you increase your energy level, people would get up and become more active. And it also increases the cognitive response at the same time. So again, it's the fuel source for every cell in your body, whether it's neurons or it's muscular cells, all right? And people have said, can you break this down for me a little bit? Well, yeah. First of all, I'll just tell you that it's vital for all cell functions, as I mentioned before. It's DNA repair. That's what it is. It repairs your DNA. Second, it has a direct effect for telomere length. What is telomere length? Well, the length of your cells. They've also proven in medicine now that directly relates to your aging regulation, okay? Think about sirtuin pathway. If you eat blueberries, that's part of a sirtuin pathway. You've heard of antioxidants. You'd have to eat a whole heck of a lot of blueberries, though, to get to the same effect as being able to take an NAD supplement. You shouldn't stop eating blueberries, but the point being is that's the same effect that's taking place, that same pathway. And now we got this in a solution form. So this actually comes now in a solution. It was just released about 2 years ago. You can buy pills. They can go on our website, PrimeTime Performance 1, and pick up the NAD plus pills. You need about 500 milligrams a day, okay? But the best way to get yourself filled back up first, it's like anything. If you're on an empty gas tank and you put a dollar in, like in high school, you can only go so far. So taking the solution will fill your cells back up. Then you can supplement with capsules afterwards and keep your level staying floated towards the full level. Okay, it's real simple. You get a patch that has a little a positive and a negative charge. It comes with it. It's a little dianide in here. You put your saline on one side. You put your solution on the other. You pull this off. You place it right back on a nice fatty tissues area. I put it right back here. I'll put it right on here and just slap it on. Doesn't have to be perfect. Make sure it's sealed good. And now that little generator is going to kick on. And that positive ion and negative ion will match, absorb into my skin and into my bloodstream and into my system. Here's the awesome thing about NAD solution. This is a once a year application, once a year. If you guys have heard of like Me23 and all that stuff and Viome, I use that as well to look at my gut bacteria, and I actually get leveled off in my level of my NAD, which is amazing. That's on the test now. Most people don't even know what that is. That's your immune and your length of longevity. So again, once a year, NAD plus solution, okay? And then from there, you can supplement with tablets or capsules, 500 milligrams daily, all right? Don't get confused if you see something called NNM, Nancy, Mary, Nancy. That is the other precursor to NAD plus. You need the NAD, so why go to NR or NNM when you can actually just go to the NAD, all right? So PrimeTime Performance, my #1 hack that keeps my energy level up, that keeps my cells regulated, it keeps my mind moving, and keeps my attitude and energy level through the roof, and that's why I train so hard.